Okay, hey, welcome back. Last episode, I'll post it here. We talked about fear. Paul and the crew, they were shipwrecked, but they all made it safely. They made it to land safely. And we resume, but now we're going to find another emotion or another situation. And that sometimes you feel this way, and I want to help you. You're snake bit. You just feel like you're persecuted. You haven't done anything wrong. Not this time, but you feel persecuted and you're snake bit. Sometimes you're actually innocent. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But you're being attacked. And it's confusing and it's disheartening. And you want to know, what did I do? If you're new to the channel, I'm Paul. I'm Teacher Paul. And welcome to our little series. We're trying to be a blessing to you. I hope we are. If you have a Bible, we're going to begin in Acts, the last chapter of the book of the Acts of the Apostles, in chapter 28. Life's not fair. Have you ever heard that? You ever hear your kids complain? You say, I'm sorry, but life's not fair. It's just the way it goes. Paul's shipwrecked, and with many others, and he's a prisoner, but he's still alive. They're all alive, as God promised. He's washed up, though. They're washed up on this remote island, and they've just went through a wreck. Do you think they're tired? I know they're wet. It's cold. They got to be confused. There's a mass of people. Are they thankful? Are they afraid? They have all kinds of things going on. And we pick it up in Acts chapter 28. And when they were escaped, this is Paul and the rest of the prisoners and the sailors and the soldiers that were there to guard them. Then they knew that the island was called Melita. And the barbarous people, they're not of that culture, showed us no little kindness. They were very hospitable. I mean, you got hundreds of people washing up on your shore. Maybe we could help them. Anyway, for they kindled a fire and received us, every one, because of the present rain and because of the cold. So it's a miserable time for the people. It's cold and miserable. And Paul maybe you're probably like this. You know what? How can I help? Can I alleviate? Can I give you some comfort? So these people the local people have started a fire. So Paul goes and starts gathering firewood, gathers some sticks. And look in verse 3. And when Paul had gathered a bundle of sticks, now stop right there. Is Paul doing something bad? Is he a bad guy because he's getting more firewood to keep the fire to warm these people? No. His motives and his methods are he's okay. This is what gets us. We know we'll be punished when we do wrong. But somebody said once, you can't do right and get away with it. You'll be snake bit. And as Paul was gathering a bundle of sticks and laid them on the fire, there came out a viper out of the heat and fastened on his hand. He's just throwing. Maybe that snake, it's a viper, a venomous snake. Maybe it was part of the sticks and it was so cold, reptiles, they just lay there. And I remember one time, a long time ago, I was jogging along the Erie Canal in the morning, and the sun was just breaking. So it was dim light. And there's always sticks that had blown in, from the night before. And as I was running, as I stepping over one stick, it moved. It was a snake. It was a big snake. But my daughter said it was a king snake. So it was a friendly snake. But I didn't know. Boy, did I jog good. Man. Anyway, this snake, this viper, maybe it suddenly warms up, gets its, wakes up, and it just fastens onto Paul's hand, his wrist. He's hanging there, and everybody can see it. The serpent strikes. When you do good, you can count on it. You can count on it. Especially for me, my case. Before I do something for God that will be good, the serpent will strike. It's just the way it is. Sometimes the serpent is somebody that you know, maybe somebody you love. It's friendly fire. It hurts. But you did, in this case, you didn't do anything wrong. You feel like, why me? Why me? And look at the people. This is so typical. This is your church. This is your family. Verse 4. And when the barbarians, those are the local people, saw the venomous beast hang on his hand, they said among themselves, "No doubt this man is a murderer." Yeah, sure he is. "Whom, though he hath escaped the sea, yet vengeance suffereth not to live." He should have been killed in the sea, but now he's dying. No doubt he deserved this. People, they overreact. Gee, what are friends for? You probably feel the same way, or you have felt the same way. I speak a lot to the people that are the only Christians in their family. And it's exciting. I got saved. I know Jesus. My burdens are lifted. I don't know much about my doctrine, but I know God loves me. And you go back and you tell your family, and it's like, they're not excited for you. In fact, they don't like it at all. They're shunned, and the snake bites. You're accused of being this and that, and so on and so forth. It's tough. It's a type of persecution. You are doing nothing wrong, but it happens. Usually it's not physical. Sometimes it is physical. Oftentimes it's just mental persecution. Jesus, by the way, if you feel that way, Jesus knows how you feel. And the chief priests and all the council sought for witnesses against Jesus to put him to death, and found none. They couldn't find anybody to say anything bad about him. Yet they still found a way to persecute him. They persecuted him to his death. He knows the feeling. Even Pilate, who's the judge, says, "Why? What evil hath he done?" Why? He says it over and over again. I find no fault in him. He went about doing good, healed all that were oppressed of the devil, for God was with him. Acts chapter 10. Speaking of Jesus. Now, maybe that's not quite your testimony. Maybe it is. But when you do something for God, you're gonna get some persecution. You're gonna get some trouble. So, how do we deal with it? What do we do? Well, we follow the model that Paul did. Verse 5. This beast, this snake is hanging on him. What is, why me? No. Paul shook it off. Shake it off. You run into a rough spot. You had some trouble. Shake it off. Come on. Get it up. Get it gone. Paul sends it back to the fire where it belongs. And he gets back to work. And all the people are watching him going, "Did you see that?" You know what? People are watching you. They're watching how you handle tribulation. They're watching how you handle persecution. How big is your God? You talk about him. But when you have a little trouble, can you shake it off? And look at their response. Howbeit, they looked when he should have swollen or fallen down dead suddenly, but after they had looked a great while. Oh, look. Nothing happened to Paul. He didn't seem to even be hurt by it. No terrible thing. Saw no harm come to him. They changed their minds. Again, this is the people we live with. They changed their mind. Remember before? He's a murderer. Now they said this. Oh, he's a god. Crazy, but that's our world. It's okay. Maybe God sent that serpent to teach them and show them it's a way of witness. You realize, yes, the serpent will strike you. You know who I'm talking about. The devil will not be pleased. He'll try to upset you, but we can overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. That's 1 John 4:4. Greater is he that is in you. Christ, who is in you, has already overcome the serpent. Shake it off. Shake it off. Keep moving. Keep ministering. Keep helping people. Don't stop. Oh, he's a god. Yeah. You know, sometimes people seem to be so stable, but really we're all very unstable. You can just rest in the Lord and be a steady Eddie to some people, how you react. Storms and serpents, they come. That's part of our life. But you can be a leader to those who they are watching you. And they were watching Paul. It's a blessing. I thank the Lord for a little trouble. I wouldn't ask for it, but God shows his strength through us. And you know, Paul would go on the whole island. He'd heal a leader. Basically, the whole island received Christ because of Paul's reaction to this problem. Some great thing you're set to do some good thing for God, maybe a great thing. You know, the serpent, it's going to strike. Shake it off. Move on. All right? Good deal. Speaking of moving on, I almost forgot. We have good sponsors. We don't want to shake them off. We want to enjoy the sponsors. Thank you for helping us. The sponsorship money, this is little money, but it helps pay the Vietnamese team so they can translate and do all the editing and all the stuff that goes into making these films. And we honestly hope that they're a blessing to you. Here's our sponsor now. All right. God bless you. See you again. Bye.